Hi there, and welcome to your February yoga sequence. In this sequence, we're going to be doing a few of those movements that help to release a little bit of stuckness and stagnancy from winter, just start to get things going again after the more still, quieter months of winter. But we're also going to be focusing, importantly, on just staying connected to ourselves. It can be really easy to get drawn off into all the stuff that's going off into the world. So this hopefully is just a little pocket of time for you to draw that back in and just check in with what you need. If you're brand new to me and my work, my name is Nicola. I'm a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist, but importantly, I'm highly sensitive and I'm also neurodivergent myself. So I create content for other people like me that are just craving that time to connect inwards and who can generally find the world pretty overwhelming at times. So if that's your kind of thing, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you're ready, let's begin. So we're going to begin in seated today. Any seat is fine, cross-legged if that feels good for you, otherwise coming to sit on maybe a bolster or a cushion. Wherever you are comfy is fine. And if being still feels too much for you, you are welcome to bring in some little rocks or sways from side to side. There's no expectation to be or do anything. All of this is just suggestions, so find what is good for you. And if you would like, we're going to bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly, and allow it to be reasonably firm so you can really feel that contact of your hands on the body. And I invite you now to take a long breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. And maybe taking a couple more like that. If it feels good to voice that sigh, then feel free to voice it. And as you let the natural breath just settle, you're simply asking this question of yourself: where am I at? What is going on for me? What's going on for me in the mind and in the body? And just keeping that within you as a way to guide your practice. Just making sure you get what you need from this session. Blinking open the eyes when you're ready. I'm going to take the arms out wide and breathe in to reach towards the ceiling. And then flip the palms as you're pressing the air away, breathing out. Taking another, breathing in. And slowly breathing out. Taking another, feeling how this is in the body. And breathing out. This time we're going to take the arms wide, breathing in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, notice how that feels, and then exhale round the back, give yourself a hug. Let's go wide with the arms again as you breathe in, shoulder blades draw together, and exhale, giving yourself a cuddle. And then opening the arms wide, breathing in. We'll take them all the way up overhead and then come and plant them just in front of you. And you can stay here or you can start to creep them forwards and maybe come and melt down onto the forearms. It doesn't matter how far you go. Just find where you can be. Pause there. Take a breath. And then slowly we'll come back up. Rolling through the shoulders. We'll breathe in once again, reach towards the ceiling. Breathing out, plant the left hand, reaching over towards that left side, side bend. Breathing in. Swapping sides, breathing out. Breathing in, coming back to center. And release the arms. Switch the cross of the legs. And then we'll take the arms wide once again. Take a slow breath in. Reach them up overhead And exhale, plant them in front of you. And again, we're going to take this little forward fold. You don't need to be still unless you want to. And then creeping the hands back towards yourself. Okay, so we're going to come onto all fours. If the knees are tender, pop a blanket underneath, spread through the fingers. And if the wrists ever unhappy in this shape, just ball up the fists, point the thumbs forwards and use that as an alternative. And let's dip the belly, breathing in, pressing down through the tops of the feet and the shins, breathing out as you tuck the tail under and round the back. Take in another, breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in, dip the belly. And this time as you breathe out, we'll still round the back, but then we'll rock back to a child's pose. And then we'll continue this little flow back to cow pose, breathing in. Cat pose, rounding the back, breathing out, all the way back to child's pose. And taking another. And then coming up to all fours, I'm going to come and face you so that you can see properly. Still in all fours, we're going to take the left leg out to the side and point the toes forwards. Now just notice how this feels in your body, where the bits are that are talking to you. I can definitely feel it in my inner thigh, my groin. And then we're going to imagine doing cat and cow here. So the same movements we've just done without the child's pose bit. Dipping the belly, breathing in, rounding the back. And just exploring how this feels. Might feel quite intense perhaps, so just being gentle if needs be. And then coming to a neutral spine after the next breath, anchoring through that foot and coming to lift the body upright. You might need to adjust a little bit. I definitely need to adjust. Hands can come to the waist. Just trying to find length through that spine. You want your knee under your hip. And then we'll take a breath in and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then take a little side bend towards the left as we slide that hand down the leg. You can stay here, or breathing in, we're going to windmill the hands round, planting that right arm down for a half side plank. Exhaling. Breathing in to centre. Breathing out back to our gate pose. Breathing in centre. Breathing out back to our side plank. You can take the arm up or you can take it overhead, whatever feels good. And then we'll walk the hands back round. Bring that left knee back in. And we'll swap sides. So right leg is extending out to the side, and we'll begin by just seeing how that feels first of all, and then starting to dip and round the spine for cat and cow. Breathing in, breathing out, dipping the spine and then rounding the back. And then when you're ready, we'll start to lift the upper body up. And then finding where you need to be. I need to rearrange myself. There we go. Okay, from here we'll lift through the left arm, breathing in. We'll slide that right hand down the leg to a point that feels good. There's no expectation, remember. Breathing in back to centre if you want to. Exhale, we'll find that half side plank, reaching that arm maybe overhead or towards the ceiling. And then we'll flow a couple of times, inhaling to centre and exhaling to go whichever way you're on. after. The next time, come into center. We'll bring the hands back down and find all fours. I'm going to twizzle around. And then if it's in your body and you fancy it today, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips for a downward facing dog. If it's not, you might want to find a child's pose or a puppy pose by keeping the knees over the hips and walking the hands forward. Having a wiggle. And then we'll walk the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet. Doesn't matter. Coming into a standing forward fold. And the legs don't need to be straight. They can be bent. You don't have to be still. You can sway from side to side or rock. And then as you're ready, we'll start to roll up to stand. So let your spine roll gradually, one little bone at a time, before giving the shoulders a nice little roll there. Okay. Clicking up your leggings if you're like me. Okay. So we're going to take a little kidney and bladder flow. So I won't go into this, but at this time of the year, it's the water element in Chinese medicine or in the element system. And the organs associated with that is the kidney and the bladder. So we're going to trace the meridian lines. Okay, so the hands come to the kidneys, squeezing the elbows together, puffing out the chest, breathing in. And then exhaling. I'm going to slide the hands down the backs of the legs to the little toes, and then slide the hands up the insides of the legs, front of the body to the collarbones, reaching to the ceiling, breathing in, and then exhaling, hands come back to the kidneys, puff out the chest, breathing out as we slide down the backs of the legs, and then up the insides of the legs, breathing in, all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, plant the hands back on the kidneys. Let's take that one more time and really feel and notice how this is in your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in as we come all the way up. Last one. And exhale, release. So let's just feel the feet on the mat. And might just want to shift the weight now over onto the left leg, and we're going to come into balance, so peeling the right toes off the mat, drawing the knee up towards your chest, and just finding that balance. If you're feeling wobbly today, use a wall, that's okay. I'm just feeling that foot on the ground and how this is in the body. If you want to, we'll take the knee out to the side and come and plant the sole of the foot somewhere on that standing leg. It could be on the ankle with the big toe touching down, the shin just below the knee, or above the knee if you want to, just perhaps avoiding the knee as a place to place the foot. If you want to, you can take your arms maybe up towards the ceiling or palms to touch, wherever feels comfortable. We're going to stay for 3 breaths. As you take these breaths, just notice how this feels in the body. Releasing the hands, releasing the leg, and having a good old shake out, sway from side to side, whatever jiggly movement you feel you want to do. Okay, opposite side. Shifting the weight to the right foot, finding that one-legged balance to begin with. And once you've found it and you've connected to that standing foot, if you would like to, take the knee out and find a variation of tree pose in whichever position you want the foot is all good. Finding a place to put the hands, the arms, that could be the waist up in the air, or any crazy individual expression that you would like. And then we breathe. Noticing how it feels in the body to just balance. Could be frustrating, could be quite strong, could be a place to wander off in the mind. And softly release back down. Okay, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. We'll step to the top of our mats now. Take a breath in as you press down through the feet and rise super tall, super long. Feel it in your body and then slowly float forwards. Slide your hands up to your knees, lift your chest, breathe in. And then breathe out as you roll back down. Plant your hands. Yogi's choice now. Option to step back to plank or maybe lowering the knees for half plank. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to lower down onto the belly. Now, if you've got room, I've not got quite enough room, but we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. Take a breath in. Gaze is down. And as you exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. See if you can anchor your hips and the tops of your feet to the mat. How does it feel to squeeze the shoulder blades both together and down? If you can, we'll inhale and lift the chest. Keep the gaze down. And either hold there for another couple of breaths, or you can float down as you exhale and lift as you inhale. On your next out breath, we'll release, plant the hands. Either coming back to a child's pose now, or one final time we'll press up to a plank pose, breathe in, and then back to a downward facing dog, breathe out. Take a full breath in through your nose, and if you would like, stick out the tongue and exhale out through the mouth. Taking another, and then lowering the knees to the mat if you're not already there. Coming to bring the forearms across the mat and resting the head on the forearms for a child's pose. Your knees can be as wide as feels good for you. Feel free to rock or wiggle or find stillness. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Noticing how you're feeling. One final breath. And then slowly coming upwards. Might want to roll the shoulders there. So it's up to you now. You can come to lie down. We're going to take just a little bit of a mindful body scan. And you might want to take that more as a relaxation. Or you can stay seated. So your decision, however you're feeling, whatever part of the day you're at, might dictate which you do. But either way, come in to find a place to be. And if it feels comfortable to do so, I invite you to close the eyes or soften the gaze perhaps. And then we'll take another sighing breath now. So filling the whole body with breath as you take that deep inhale. Feel everything you've got. And then exhale softly out through the mouth and just allow that exhale to soften any areas of tension such as the jaw, the cheeks, the muscles around the eyes, the shoulders, the chest. Maybe you need to take a couple of those breaths and that's okay. And perhaps just as we take these moments, you can allow your mind now to be really curious about the body. Maybe you start off at the feet And just spend some time being with the feet, noticing what sensations are here. Or even if it's possible to sense the feet, any experience of the feet is welcome. And then you might let the mind wander up through the ankles and the shins, all the way to the knees. And just ask these same questions about how they're feeling. And up to the thighs and the hips, the glutes. The two hips and the space in between the two hips. Belly and the sides of the waist, the rib cage and all that they contain. The chest, the two shoulders, shoulder blades, the upper back and the middle back, lower back. The arms, elbows, wrists, hands. The neck, all sides of the neck. Back of the head. The ears, temples, the eyes, nose, the mouth, the whole of the head and the face. And then maybe taking in the whole body and just asking and inquiring in how the whole body is feeling. And so as we close, I invite you to bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, whether you're lying or sitting, doesn't matter. And take a slow breath in, slow breath out. Perhaps whatever you've noticed about the body today, you can then take that information and put it into an action, an act of self-care that's going to provide your body with what it needs. If you're lying down, you might want to take a stretch, a roll to one side and a slow transition to a seat. Then when you're ready, if you would like, we'll join the palms together and take a little bow to honour ourselves and each other. Offering a little thanks for taking time out to practice. And then when you're ready, bringing the gaze back up, opening the eyes and coming back into the space. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope that it helps you to stay connected to yourself as you move through the rest of your day. Take care for now.